Welcome to a totally average 100-day playthrough of Project Zomboid. I may have miscalculated here. Get in the car! Get in the car! We got company. Whoa! Oh no. This might be run over. Flooding over the walls. I gotta go. I can't shut the door. We gotta back up. No, we can't. We gotta get out and run. For the next 100 days, I'll try to survive in the sleepy town of Moldrag as the Axeman. No guns, just axes. Well, mostly axes. An axe snaps and a frying pan is all I got. I'm not above getting creative. Oh, broke my axe? Oh, my axe just broke. Here's the twist. Every 10 days, the temperature drops and the odds of a snowstorm spike. Wind chill can shave 20 degrees Celsius or more off the thermometer. This isn't a simple winter mod either. It comes with a temperature variance meter. The higher this meter climbs, the windier and colder each day gets, until we're living in a perpetual blizzard hell, far above anything humans call habitable. As if this isn't bleak enough, the day after each temperature drops, it triggers a horde night. Every 10 days, I'll be defending my base against a wall of the undead. Can I stay warm behind my defenses, or will the cold or the corpses take me out first? Oh! Alright, so day one of trying to survive in this harsh world. Now luckily it's not that cold yet, so I can use this time to gather resources. I also kind of have a spot in mind, but I'm going to get a little set up first. Okay, so things are going actually pretty well. I've got a solid start. The loot is decent, at least out of the first couple of houses. Oh, fresh cooked. See that. We left a whole steak. So slight problem. I realize I have basically no winter clothes, and I know it's going to get really cold outside. I started searching for anything to keep me from turning into a popsicle, but so far, no luck. However, I do have time. I head into a little medical facility to grab some basic supplies. I only grab the essentials because I do not have a good way to bring things back to my base. Painkillers. We're just going to grab kind of some of the essentials. We don't need everything. We will return here. I just don't want to carry too much, you know. Beta blockers, painkillers. Oh, we want antibiotics. Yeah. Okay, that should be good for now. At this point, I decide I should start marking locations on my map for later. Future me will definitely thank me. I stumble upon a generator, which means I might actually have a shot at keeping the lights on, and will also power electric heaters, if I have any. I leave it there because it's too heavy to grab right now, but I do mark it on the map. Am I missing it? Let's do the gears. Where am I? I'm right here. After almost hurting myself by not removing the glass from a window... Oh, I did not remove the broken glass, and I just hopped through that window, and somehow I did not cut myself. Okay. I run upstairs for a quick nap. In the early morning of day 2, I wake up and begin to clear out the neighborhood, looking for warmer clothes. I continue to move quietly down the street, heading west when I stumble on a car filled with gas. Normally, this would be a jackpot, but as you can see, the car was completely totaled. I quickly pull out my map and mark the location. If I could find a gas can or even an empty water bottle, I could come back later and siphon the gas. It wasn't much, but I had a fuel source for now. I continue to head west to the trailer park area, where I clear out the zombies and begin to check the nearby cars and trucks. And this, ladies and gentlemen, will be the base that I spend 100 days in. At least I hope. I'm not trying to keep you in suspense, I'm just filming this, so I actually have no idea if this is my base or I die before the 100 days. But for now, this is my base, because look at this storage. I head into the base and piss my pants. Just give me a second. Oh my gosh. I didn't hear him banging or anything. So he just ripped through. He got my shoulder right there. That's what he ripped. I gotta pay more attention. So you might be wondering why I chose this base. Well, for a couple reasons. First, for the pre-built storage shelves. They have a ton of supplies like nails, shovels, weapons, tools, you name it. Second, it's located right next to a dense forest, where I can cut down trees and build fortifications and make spears. Third, unlike my previous base idea, which was the logging area up north, this base is surrounded with grassy areas, where I can dig graves for the spear traps. I know I need to start preparing, if not, I'd be fighting not only the cold, but also the zombies that surround me on Horde Night. Equipped with an empty water bottle, I run back to the totaled car and siphon some gas. I love gasoline. On my way back to finding a working car, I decided to sleep for the night in this little shed because I don't have a bed yet in my base. Alright, day 3, first priority, transportation. I needed a car to get me out of bad situations and for loot transportation. Plus, all cars have built-in heaters. Won't save me when the temperature gets to negative 100 degrees or below, but it's a great way to get out of the wind chill, which in this modded game can easily add over negative 20 degrees or worse. I stumbled across a pretty nice car, so I emptied the bottle of gas in that. I wanted to be sure it was in good condition. I've had too many characters be killed because my car stalled or wouldn't start. I drove the new car and parked it next to the total car and transferred the gas. I took like half a tank because I didn't want to spend all day doing this. Oh. That was crazy scream. Okay, I really didn't want to talk about this, but I had a really stupid moment. One of many. I went back to the shed with the generator inside, and well, I misread the prompt. It said there was a 75% chance to break the generator if I tried to pick it up. Not realizing the game thought I wanted to pick up the area of the floor below it. Yes, I know it's clearly labeled. I am a moron. So I'm not going to do this because the chance to break this is 75. Okay. So I left the generator thinking that I needed to get my carpentry up to pick it up. That's why I didn't want to talk about this. I know. So with that in mind, I grabbed the supplies I left in my temporary base and I headed back to the little medical building to grab the rest of the supplies from there, making sure to clear out the zombies before heading in. Got a hockey mask on. That's good. Some protection. Oh, on my way back, I spotted a school bus in pretty good condition, but I had no gas. So I marked it on the map in case I wanted to get it later. Speaking of gas, before calling it a night, I circled back to the car I found earlier and finished siphoning that gas. This time I positioned the car so that it was a lot easier, but it was still tedious. Back and forth. Yeah, it's fun. So fun. Very, very fun. Super fun. I'm doing this. Now, unfortunately, I still don't have a bed, so I put sheets over the window of this trailer home and slept in it for the night. Day 4, time to get smart. I began to read carpentry. Building walls, barricades, and storage will be essential for horde nights. Problem is, I took the slow reader trait, so I could have more points in other areas. Never do this. It was okay for now, and I figured that I could just skip forward when reading, like I do in this video, but I didn't realize how important time management would be as it got colder. After reading carpentry, I started breaking down wooden crates. Not the best way to get carpentry leveled, but a great way to access some of the crates that are hidden in the back. As I mentioned, I am the lumberjack of the apocalypse. Did I mention that? So my goal is to find as many axes as possible. Preferably fire axes and wood axes, but I'll take what I can get. Yeah, let's go. Another hand axe. So I wasted a ton of time trying to figure out how to make a spear trap. Turns out you just need a knife, which of course, why would I have one of those? Dude, I'm just trying to figure out my life here. Where are these guys coming from? I get that. Okay, but there's no... Wait. Create spear. I need a plank, but I need a knife. The plan is to thin out the zombies with the spear traps to make the horde nights a little bit more manageable, especially as it gets colder and my swing speed gets slower. So on my way to my bed in the trailer park, my axe breaks. Ooh. Hold on. Okay, we're backing up. Alright, we're alright. We just got scratched. Just a scratch, but really need to maintain better social distancing practices. Day 5, I was on my way to the gas station when I took a quick stop by the bar and grabbed all the alcohol I can find. Probably exactly what I would do in a real apocalypse. Time to secure the gas station. Of course, the power's out, but if I can grab that generator I found earlier, I can power the station and have infinite gas. But first I wanted to check out the size of the horde in the area. So I carefully parked a little ways away and started to aggro a couple of zombies at a time, being sure to take some beta blockers to calm the nerves. At the gas station I looted food, drinks, and most importantly, gas cans. Yeah, so heading back to base, I noticed a few zombies in the area. Quite a bit right there. Hold on. I didn't want to be trapped at my base, so I parked a little ways away and noticed a lot more than just a few zombies follow me. I get out taking some beta blockers and get to work clearing the area. I was confident I could handle this size even with my relatively low skill with axes right now. Missed my swing right away. That's not good. Okay. Well, that's a lot of them. It's a lot of them. Oh. Too much, too much, too much, too much. I don't like the side. Conga line's fine. Oh, broke my axe. Beautiful swing. Beautiful swing, that's a kill. There's some behind me, I hear him. Switching around. Beautiful. It's a two-handed swing, so it's more exhausting. Oh. Bonk. Dead. Next. More. Oh, this is just from my base. Oh. Holy. We're alright, we're alright. Let's conserve gas here. How are we looking over here? That's a big clump of them. Oh, that just activated that whole horde over there, didn't it? Yeah, it did. Okay, a big portion of them. Okay. All right. Oh, from this side. Hold on. Moving back. We're moving back. Okay. Procedural swings. Get this guy on the left. Get these guys before. Nice. It's a little too close. A little too close. That broke. Okay. As I fought, all my weapons decided to break on me. I didn't have anything to repair, so I got out the old hammer and got back to work. And surprisingly, the hammer does pretty well. Cause space. Beautiful. There we go. Beautiful. That's what we like to see. This is what we like to see. I don't like this. I don't like this clump, boys. I don't like this clump. I don't like this clump. Okay. Get the conga line going. Towards the end of the day, I was actually able to sneak back into my base and grab a metal pipe to continue to clear out the rest of them. Oh, I activated the rest of that horde. Or a big portion of them, at least. She's got a school bag. I don't think that's as big as a duffel, though. Nope. Do the old 180 glitch. Well, that was close. Let's back up a little bit here. Let's get some distance. Let's double back. So we're not pulling more zombies. Let's get the rhythm down. Let's get the rhythm down. Swing. Get another swing in there. Good push. Okay. Turn. Don't sprint. Don't sprint. Turn. Nice. Turn. After about 20 minutes, I was finally able to clear the area. Oh, yeah, baby. That's how you do it. Now we got a bag. We get in that bag. However, knowing that some of the horde probably migrated to the trailer park, I headed back to the bar. The bar actually functioned as an inn. They had cots upstairs with no windows, which is a great location to take a nap. Day 6, I began reinforcing the base by just barricading the windows first. Seemed like a logical first step. I also spent some time organizing. I like how I just throw things in random shelves with little to no real sorting. I don't know why I do this. But while I was organizing, I found my new best friend. What? Like, my favorite item in the game, the entire game, is just sitting in this box right here. And I didn't check. Okay. That makes sense. Yes, the fire axe. It's true that two-handed axes use more stamina, but when you have a low axe skill, I think it's better to use more stamina and have a more powerful swing. Day 7, I finally figured out that I can just pick up the generator. Very embarrassing, but I pick it up and drive it over to the gas station. Now that I can power the station, I fill up the car and the gas cans and drive them back off to base. Parked like an asshole. Perfect. Okay. Headed back to the mark on the map where I saw the school bus and saw this. What the heck?
Language!
Okay. You know. It happens, you know? Getting to the school bus, I find out that it can only really hold like 100 encumbrance points, which is barely more than the car that I'm driving. So I drive off to find a truck instead. And I find one in pretty good condition in a parking lot of the strip mall area. I figured since I was there, I would also loot the stores. With a more spacious truck, I finally make my way to the north to logging. On my way, I run into a police barricade. I was kind of hoping that maybe they would have a knife in the car or maybe on a dead policeman, but no such luck. At night, I finally made it to the warehouse, but I wanted to sneak in and take a quick snooze first. I remember that towards the back of one of these buildings, there was a locker room, so I slept on a wooden bench. Not the greatest sleeping spot, but it will have to do. Day 8, I began to loot the warehouses, using the same strategy as back at base. Just break down the wooden crates to get to the ones in the back. And check out this axe haul.
Language!
There it is. Hand axe. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Another hand axe. Oh. Oh, yeah. Another axe. I don't know what that noise was. Sorry. I'm really not sure what that noise was. Yes. Yes. Another hand axe. After doing some looting, I heard some banging, so I went outside to see what was going on. But now I think it's time to show you the power of the fire axe. Holy... Okay. Okay, let's look ahead of us. It kind of fogs, so it's kind of hard to see, but we're alright. Oh, you know what? Oh, there's a lot of them. Okay, hold on. Everybody hold on. We're gonna take some of these. Get the heart rate down. I want that hat. Some of these hard hats look nice. Let's protect the head, you know? Yeah, man. This axe is so good. Dude, I'm telling you, that axe is just so good at just clearing them out. It just... Yep, I love this weapon. Looking through the bodies, I find a white hard hat, then pull the car around and continue looting. I then find a red hard hat and switch out my white one immediately, because red is clearly better. Don't fight me on this. Nice. After finding some pretty good supplies, I drive over to the second building, cleared out the infected inside, and do the same thing. But first, a quick nap on the couches. I think we'll be alright for a couple hours. Alright, yeah, that was kind of risky. I probably should have put a sheet down, but we're alright. Okay. Oh, nice. There's an axe back there. I'm coming for you. Nice. That's carpentry.
What are you thinking for dinner?
Up to you.
I don't know.
I guess we just checked that. What about those crates back there? You know what? Odds probably not, but I'm gonna really regret it if there is one back there. Finally, I drive to the 2 mini warehouses in the back, where I say something incredibly stupid. Oh, nice. Access like all of this. Probably need those metal sheets for, whatever. No, not whatever. You're going to need them later. I didn't pick them up. Genius. In fact, I passed a lot of metal that I could use in defense in the future. Now, although I wasn't grabbing the metal sheets, I was grabbing the propane tanks that I would find, so at least that was good. Sledgehammer. We found it, boys. We have found the sledgehammer. After looting until the truck was full, I decided to head back. I stopped by this little food stand on the way and grabbed some grub, or tried since most things were rotten. Also on my way back, I passed by a storage building, and since I have a sledgehammer, I figured I would just break in for some supplies. Thought it would be pretty easy. Now I want you to remember something. This is not a horde night. What you're about to see, I didn't know at the time what the hell was going on. This little incident will also not be the last time this happens either. Couple more. Oh, that is a couple. Oh, they're still coming. Taking them out, though. Get the conga line going. Beautiful. Lead him down. Oh, I don't like this. Kind of reform up, boys. Okay. Whoa, wait a minute. Whoa. Wait, that's a lot more than I... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, they're attracted to my car because I left the engine on. Hold on. Okay, so we're in trouble. We got beta blockers. We are... How we doing? Okay. We're gonna circle back around. We're not gonna run. We're not gonna run. We're okay. We're okay. We're okay. I may have miscalculated here. Shoot, what do I do? Okay. Hopefully there's no one behind the trees. Okay. Oh, nope, don't get stuck on the tree. Okay. I had to figure out a way to get back in my car, but it was surrounded. Holy... Okay. Okay, don't panic. Don't panic. There's more coming. I figured that if I could lead them away from the car, I could slip back quickly and floor it. Okay, hop the fence. The fence right here. Jump over. Okay. Go, 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 go. Okay, alright, 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 alright. Just don't run, don't run. Alright. We're gonna juke them out right here. Oh, there's a lot by that fence. We're gonna run through here. Gonna use some energy. Hop that fence. Nice. Get to the car, get to the car, get to the car, get to the car, get to the car. We got windows, we got windows. Oh no, I tripped. I'm alright. Get in the car, get in the car. Back the car up. Back it up. They hit me. How? Am I alright? I'm just scratched and bleeding on the window. Okay, we're alright. Is this in fact? I managed to reach the car and drive off. I head back to the medical center I found towards the beginning of the run and head upstairs to sleep. I figured the high walls that surrounded the building will help to conceal me. Look at this. Look at that. It's snowing now. Problem now is I have to figure out how to get back. Day 10, I was also worried about how tired I was getting during the fights. I wanted to still use the fire axe because, like I mentioned, kills zombies the quickest, but it also costs more stamina given, again, that it is two-handed. So to help, I needed to get my encumbrance down. The truck was full, so I went inside and wait. I left a propane tank inside a filing cabinet. I need to remember that and grab that later. It's not like I am currently on day 80 and need all the propane that I can get. So I have a problem. The area around my base is swarmed. My plan was to drive to the other side of the base, you know, towards the bar area, and walk up and see if they were still there. Stressful. Okay. And I just spilled Dr. Pepper everywhere. I parked my car so the noise of the engine wouldn't attract the horde. Then I walked to my base. Oh, turn this off. Okay, I don't see anybody. So we're decently close to base. Did they go to my base? Or did they just move down? They're not near my base? Yep, I am a lucky man, at least for now. I started crafting spears and planting them on the graves. It's a good trap, but really, really risky. Because if I accidentally walk on a trap, I die. Not get hurt. I tested this. You just die. So it's really, really important that I watch my step. Problem is, I still do not have a knife. Somehow. But I remember that you can craft one by gathering sticks and stones. And I am near a forest. However, just when I think I got things going for me, a blizzard starts. This creates 3 problems. 1, I can't see the graves I dig because the snow for some reason doesn't fall in the graves. It just acts like the grave isn't there. I did kind of find a cheat, however. If I hover over the spot with the dig grave option, it will highlight red if I can't build. This way I can see if I'm by the grass or hovering by the concrete or even another grave. Problem 2 is I can't forage for materials to craft a new knife when mine breaks. The snow literally gives you a huge penalty to find the materials I need. Now, this is obviously trivial. Okay, there it is. Weather effects, -50. Darkness effect, 30. Clothing effect, 20. Okay. Well, and 3, probably the worst of all, it is now much harder to see the spears, making it way more dangerous for me to walk around. I am starting to rethink this strategy. Let's test this. Alright, here's a zombie coming. Let's bring him to the spike trap. Oh! That insta-killed him? That's awesome. Now here I figured that I have luck on my side. I was trying to forage, and right when a zombie came out of the trees, I hit the Windows button. Oh! Did he get me? He didn't get me. I thought he got me there. I panicked, and I switched applications. Oh my god, I thought it was over. I grab a wooden crate and place it on the inside of the trap, so I have a marker. I'm not happy with the complete lack of progress for the first horde night, but I'm going to try and get as ready as I can. Day 11, first horde night. I grab the car and drive it back to base. The engine attracts some of the zombies that fell dormant over at the trailer park. That's okay because I was able to try the spike traps for the first time. Oh my gosh. That's super effective. I spend the rest of the day trying to fortify the inside of the house. With no knife or time, I create walls instead of spears. Oh. It's not a lot, but the wall frames and the graves actually trip them up, giving me more time to axe zombies before I get surrounded. Well, in theory. I decided to sleep in a chair in my base instead of fortifying more. I don't know why I did that. I wasn't that fatigued or tired. I guess I was worried about being too tired for the start of the horde night, maybe. I'm not sure. Yeah, my endurance is really bad and really low. Also not good to just be outside with that low of endurance. A zombie could come get me, so I gotta really be careful here. This is not good. No, I have no energy. I gotta kill him quickly. There we go. Get him on the ground. That was really risky. Can't sleep. Let's just rest. But after a short rest, I wake up ready for the horde night to begin. I'm nervous. I'm nervous. First horde night. 2 zombies. Let's go clear them out. Oh, 3 zombies. This guy just came in. Alright, here it is. Here they come. Beta blockers. Nice. Back up a little bit. Don't sprint. Backing up here. A little laggy. We're alright. We might be able to cut them. Oh, I did block it though. I don't know how she made it through. Nice. Get a lot of them a trip again, maybe. I can't get them before they get up. Oh my gosh, they're flooding over the walls. Some are dying on the spikes. So we're alright, we're fine, we're fine. Oh my gosh. What am I doing? What am I doing? I just cut right through. Just trying to, okay. Let's get to the car. We gotta get some distance because it's gonna take a second to start the car. We gotta get out of here. I really wanted to try to defend a little bit more than that. I panicked though. Even though the graves and the walls added maybe a little buffer at the beginning to allow me to kill the first handful of zombies, I just could not defend against the entire horde. So I escaped to the car and drove off to the bar. The zombies are still moving towards me, but this way I can quickly kill groups without attracting them all. Morning of day 12, I begin to hack through towards the base, trying not to aggro all of them on the path. I can always retreat to rest if I get too tired. And finally, I found a knife. 12 days into the apocalypse, and I just now get a knife. Great, right after the first horde night. After cutting through a large portion, I was getting tired, so I decided to sleep and work on cutting through the rest of the horde later. I woke up to a blizzard, so it was time to find some warmer clothes, and I was in luck. We're a fireman. Killed a fireman with an axe. As I was clearing a path, I saw a firefighter's uniform, which is perfect. Not only is it incredibly warm, but it also offers great protection. Look at that protection. But finally, I clear the rest of the base. Only took me all day to do it. So you can just activate a couple. I don't want to shout and get all of them. There we go. That's fine. Yeah, I think the spears are broken. Going after the box. Gotta conserve my energy here. Couple of guys over here. My energy's back up for now. Oh no, did I bring it back over there? What? Oh, it's not bad. All right. Do some more killing. Do the old train method. Yeah. I wake up on day 13, drive back to the base. I clear out more zombies. It's crazy how many stragglers there are from these horde nights. I mean, just look at the bodies. I then finally am able to unload the items from the truck into the base, so that I can make room for all the loot I'm going to grab from the school. After spending a considerable amount of time organizing, I make my way over to the school. Another thing I didn't consider about this playthrough is just how impossible it is to tell where the roads are. Complete just blizzard, the whole place. I know I'm not even driving on a road anymore. That, and I'm directionally challenged. Made it to the school, and I noticed a couple of groups of zombies, but nothing that I thought I couldn't handle. I enter the school and get pretty lucky here. Oh. No! Did he get me? No, he ripped part of my clothing. Okay, we gotta get out of the building. Yep, firefighter uniform doing its work. And then, not 30 seconds later... Oh! Speaking of which... I gotta get out of here, I gotta get out of here, I gotta get out of here. That is now the second time. Yep, I almost get bit again. I get around the corner, but not seeing into the very next room right in front of you is incredibly frustrating. There's short-sightedness, and then there's just straight being blind. After raiding the school for all the school books that I could find, I kind of thought there was a school library, but I guess not. Where's the library? Oh. Got a welcome party. Why this is really killing? Why isn't this killing? Am I too surprised or something? What's going on here? Say, beta blocker. There we go. I made it out, barely. I'm just happy I didn't do this when it was too cold outside. Otherwise, I don't think I would have made it. But I managed to get back to the car and drive back to base. Well, back to the bar. I don't know why I don't just bring a cot over. I guess I just like the fact that the rooms have no windows. Day 14, so this is kind of funny. I wash my clothes. Yeah, this is probably the only time for these 100 days, because later I'm afraid that being in wet clothes in freezing temperatures is probably not a terribly good idea. Then I decided to read Carpentry Book 2. With Slow Reader, it took me all day, but not reading the skill book and missing out on the multiplier would be really dumb, so I know I had to spend the whole day. Day 15, I again must clear out the base for stragglers. But now that I have read the skill book, I am ready to make the base defendable. My goal is not to have to run away when the horde comes, but to be able to stay and fight those that break through. Let's just say that doesn't quite go to plan, at least not for the next couple of horde nights, that is. On day 16, I woke up and just stared at all the dead bodies outside of my base. There's so many bodies, dude. I started to craft more spears, however, I'm still super nervous about accidentally walking over them, and it looks like the zombies destroyed my crate that I used as a marker. I decided to build a wall on the other side, that way I know to walk around, plus I get more defenses, of course. Day 17, I continue to work on the base. I wanted to connect the main base area with the warehouse, so I could use both buildings for horde nights. Holy... I didn't even know that was like a meta event. Who the heck is just blasting an MG42? They're probably wasn't an MG42. I don't know why I said that. We were in Kentucky in the 90s. But then after making great progress on the base, this happened. Oh. Hold on. Oh, I guess I have that in the right spot. That's nice. Don't put it in the zombie. Just throw it on the ground. We got company. Whoa! That's a lot more than, where the heck are all these guys coming from? Alright. Okay, hold on. Wait, what is going on? We gotta get back to the car. I'm making a break for it. Get in the car! Get in the car! So yeah, surprise, surprise, the gunfire attracted a massive horde and they swarmed me. Or so I thought. I want you all, again, to remember these events. What is this? We just got swarmed. But thinking that it was because of the machine gun meta event, I decided to drive to logging and wait until things died down, and maybe get some additional loot that I maybe missed. Day 18, I parked at the first building that I looted before and slept. In the morning, I walked over and noticed a huge log hauling truck and moved everything over. I figured since I was already here and have a brand new logging truck in perfect condition, I would drive over to the lumber yard and grab as much wood as I could. Grab as much hard log. No, that's worse. Okay, I was really regretting showing this. After grabbing the materials to build structures out of, I drive back and I was really tired. But I was afraid that the zombies were still around the bar and my base. I knew I didn't have the energy to fight them off, so there's 2 guns on the ground. Should we sleep in this? This is a good idea. We can. Let's do it. Let's see how stupid this is. Okay, so that was stupid. He didn't get me. Okay, we know not to do that anymore. I drove to the bar, and it was actually clear. So because I didn't get the greatest sleep, for some reason, I drank a ton of alcohol and slept. Oh, and in the game, I drank a ton of alcohol and slept. Day 19, I grabbed another car. So I had a previous run die because I was bit through the broken window. But I thought, what if I broke into the car from the passenger side instead? That way, if the car doesn't start, the intact window on the driver's side can hold them back for a second. Smart, right? Well, it would have been, but I forgot to have a weapon in my hand and I elbowed the glass. Why did you use your elbow? Okay, not a big deal, obviously, just bandage, but why do I follow up such great ideas with something stupid? I get back to base and surprisingly, there are barely any zombies to fight off. I realize that I have like 2 days to get ready for another horde night, so I need to speed things up. So I started to craft spears. I started to quickly add those spears using the wall frames to mark where the graves were. I craft a ton of these and place them down. I take it easy for the rest of the day since I started to get overheated from carrying all the wood. At night I head to the trailer park to see if I could rest at the bed that I had set up over there. But I got into a little bit of trouble on the way. Oh. Whoa. I dropped my axe. Get up. Did he get me? Oh, he scratched me. Oh, I can't bandage because I'm moving. Okay, hold on. Do I have antibiotics? I thought I cleaned it. Did I? Oh, I do have antibiotics. There's quite a bit of zombies. Okay, well, I'm all right. I need you guys to die. There we go. Jeez. die already? Okay. Day 20, I wake up and head over to where I dropped my axe. And then I was truly blessed. I found this massive backpack that was part of the Better Backpacks mod. I thought it was a little bit cheap at first since it has 98 encumbrance points of storage. That's more than some car trunks. But you know what? I don't care. I need it, okay? I need to carry logs, metal sheets, propane. Let me have this. I used the logs I brought back to finish placing the wall frames. However, I run into a slight issue. My character has to build the wall from the frame on the other side where the spikes are. We can't. Oh no. We can't build them on the other side. I honestly did not think about that. I should have built them one in so that I had space between the spikes. Now I can't. Shoot. Well, that's a costly error. However, if I do that, like I mentioned, I will die. So I can either remove all the spikes and then finish the wall, or I just build a second layer. So you can see what I ended up picking. I figured that once the zombies break all the spears, then I can just go back and upgrade the first layer, and then I will have 2 layers. So, does that kind of make sense? Anyway, then I almost pissed my pants again. Jeez, that scared the Okay. Thank you, sir. Ma'am. Ma'am, sir, whatever. Once I was tired and winded, I decided to sit down and craft some spears. Inside, away from the dead bodies so I didn't get sick. Day 21, I am tired of going to the bar or the trailer park to sleep, so now that my carpentry is leveled and I have a huge backpack, I try to move a double bed into the base. 45, we have basically a 50-50 of breaking this bed. Little in our favor. And we broke it. Okay. 65% chance to do this. And we failed that one too. Okay. Nope. There we go. Finally. 4th time's a charm, I guess. While carrying over the bed, I couldn't stop but notice how creepy the fog ambient sound was. You hear that? Hear how eerie that is? That's creepy, man. Great, no longer need to leave the base to sleep. Should have done that before. I began to place more spears down. I find out how absolutely annoying this is. Don't get me wrong, I love this mod, but removing the broken spears, then replacing them with fresh ones on every single grave, trying to make sure you do not step on one, yeah, was not much fun. As the clock strikes 22, I'm ready for the second horde night, or so I think. I have the spikes to the north, I have some walls to my south. Let's see what this does. I'm ready. I hear him. Okay. I forgot. I should have. Oh, I need to close that garage. Let me just run real quick. That may give me a brief second. I hear him dying out there. Yep, here they come. Oh yeah. I broke the garage. I'm running out of ground here. Gotta back up. Train them. Back around. Okay, don't sprint, don't sprint. Spikes are still holding. They're flooding through. As my cardio needs to take a break, okay. I hear them dying on those spikes. It's just not enough. There's so many. Oh, they're dying over there. I see it. Oh my gosh, look at this. Too close. Get some more distance. How are we doing on energy? Not great. Too close, too close, too close, too close, too close, too close, too close. Look at all of them. We're running out of energy quick here. Okay, way to go now. So I'm about to lose the ability to jog. Get in the car. As you can see, my defenses held for all of maybe 20 seconds. I didn't anticipate them breaking the garage that quickly. Another horde night, another failure. I told myself that I will build a base that I can truly defend without having to retreat. And to do that, I really need to lock in. But anyway, I lead them away from my base towards the gas station. I got some more energy. I don't want to leave the car on for the noise and for the gas levels. I'm hoping not all of them follow me. Thank you, Woods. After taking down the rest around the gas station, I make my way back to see if the bar is clear. I sneak past a huge size horde, and I realize the cold is actually starting to get to me. It's cold. Wait, it's cold in here. Even in here? I don't know if we can sleep then. Oh, it's warmer down here. Interesting. It is colder upstairs than it is downstairs. Not sure that makes sense since heat rises, but who knows? I grab one of the cots and bring it downstairs and sleep on the first floor. I wake up at midday at day 22 and begin to walk back towards my base. I also notice that this is truly the first time that my character is getting affected by the cold. If only I knew how bad it was going to get. But heading back to base was pretty easy. My axe skill is so high that almost every swing is an instant kill. I make short work of the mini hordes that linger around my base. Spikes also looked like they really did a good job. As I was trying to clear out a group of zombies that made it inside my base, my run almost ended right there. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Can't bandage my foot. I was able to bandage my foot to stop the bleeding, but now I had a rather large horde on me. With low energy and in pain, my swings became less accurate, requiring me to have more swings to kill, which used more energy. I had one option. I had to get back to the car. But remember that horde I snuck past before? Okay. Yep, that's not good. All right, don't run. We gotta get to that car. We're almost there. It's this way, right? If you don't remember. My car's there and it's surrounded by zombies. Wonderful. Okay. This car has to start. This car has to start. This car will start. This car will start. Go! Yes! After barely escaping, I drove back to the medical center that I broke into at the beginning of the playthrough. Like I mentioned before, it's a great fallback point. It's a great spot to kind of take a pause and clean out my wounds so that they didn't get infected. I'm going to return in the morning and clear out my base. I drove over and on the way I see a firefighter zombie. Let's get out right here for a second because that's a new fireman outfit. Hope you're still alive. Not anymore. Okay. Yeah, I should have just thrown him on the ground and then stomped on him because I made a hole in the uniform. But at least the pants are still good. I made short work of the zombies in the area, but I quickly noticed that it's actually really cold outside, and it started to slow my swing speed. Not knowing how many zombies I had left, I built a fire in one of the trailer park buildings and warmed up for a bit. I didn't want to take any chances again when clearing out my base, but finally I cleared out the last of the horde, only taking all morning to do so. Oh, my axe just broke. Alright, we got a hand axe. I did not think there was going to be so many left. Hold on. I take these. I then take the generator and head back to the gas station. I refueled the truck so I could take it back to logging. My thought process was maybe it was easier to grab logs than cutting down the trees back at base. However, the time it takes to get the logs and then back and not really sure it was worth it. I save energy not cutting down the trees, but the cost of travel time, I kind of learned in the future it's just better to cut down the trees. But I'm extremely tired, so I drive to my favorite sleeping spot, which is the bench in the locker room. I don't know why, I just feel more secure in the building, but it's a horrible place to sleep. Who would want to sleep on a wood bench? Morning of day 24, I drive over to the lumber yard and start grabbing logs. You see, this is yet another error on my part, or you could say lack of knowledge, but I didn't know at the time you could bundle logs. I learned soon, but if you're wondering why I'm not doing this, it's because I actually didn't know about it. I know. But after filling up my truck and my person with as many logs as I can, I head back to base. Back to town, baby. Oh. Of course, as I get back, I'm harassed by more zombies. I can never just have 20 minutes of peace in this game. I then spend the rest of the night reading Carpentry Level 3, since I know I'm about to do some major work on the base. I also just decide to sleep on the ground. Why? I have a perfectly fine bed in the base. I don't know why I do these things. I literally get angry because I review the footage while I'm editing it, and I see where I do stupid stuff. After that stupidity, major work on the base begins. Okay, so now it's time for shit to hit the fan. I go to bed in my bed this time. What was that? It was a crazy noise. Is that like an airliner? Very strange. What? So we just have a random meta event? Wonderful. Come on, man. Okay. This one has gas. I know it does. We can get in quickly. It's locked. Just break the window, break the window, break the window. Get in. B, switch seats. Hot wire, come on. Hot wire. Didn't work. Hot wire. Didn't work. Hot wire. Come on now. Oh no. Oh no. This might be run over. No, please, come on. Turn the car on. Oh no. No way. I thought that was run over. I really did. What's crazy about this is I remembered that that car had gas. I remember to break the passenger window, and had the car not started, or I broke the window on the driver's side, I would be dead right now. Learning from past mistakes are what make this game great. A moment like that feels amazing when it actually goes your way, but it's still pretty terrifying. Day 26, I casually checked to see if I could go back. But you know what I realized? Right now, no matter where I go, what I do, they all follow me. Swarms of them. Now again, this is not supposed to happen. Some of you might have figured it out. Since I can't go back to base, I drive northeast where I know of another warehouse. This turns out to be a huge find. More axes, metal sheets, which I actually pick up this time, and like before, I take down the crates to get the ones in the back. After looting, I crash on the couch. After my nap, I head back to check on the base. Still very confused on how all the zombies knew where I was. After killing some stragglers, I continue to fortify the base, hoping that I don't get another event like that before the next horde night. I fortify into the morning of day 27. The good news in all this is that the zombies broke all the spears on the grave traps, so although I will have to replace them, I can now upgrade the frames pretty safely. After using all the logs from the trucks, I started then just to hack the trees around the forest again. I replaced the spears on this side. I figured I have an inner wall here, so I should be okay to keep these as wooden frames for now. I want at least each side to be covered with one layer of walls and one layer of spike traps. Gonna be honest, like I mentioned before, replacing spikes for the spike traps just take forever. So much so that I downloaded a new mod, Barricades Hurt Zombies. This way I don't have to worry about getting those spikes down and killing myself. And and this would actually give me an incentive to really fortify the base with those walls and barricades and such, not just driving away whenever there's a horde night. I really recommend this mod if you are trying to do any type of base defense or horde defense, something like that. Also, this is where I learned that you could bundle logs using sheet rope, allowing me to carry way more logs. Also, you probably noticed I have a mod to reduce the wood carrying weight. I don't care. I don't want to take 500 trips to build a wall, so. But now I can concentrate on enclosing my base for the upcoming horde night instead of worrying about spikes. And with the log bundles, construction ended up going a lot faster. It's also really advancing my carpentry. So much so that I can build stairs. So I built some that led to the roof of the base just because I can do it. Day 29, I wrote that I was driving to a new location. I wanted to go to this modded location called Pit Stop, I think. It's this location surrounding the highway that connects Moldrag with Rosewood. Now I heard there's a firehouse within the town. I'm always down for more axes. As I make my way over there, I come across the carve pileup where the two highways intersect. That was close. My car was pretty beat up, so I wanted to switch vehicles, and look what I found. My truck looks okay condition now. Looks in great condition. Oh, beautiful. Battery, gas, 90%. This is what we want. I couldn't wait to drive through the town and loot what I could. I hotwired the truck and then headed to Pit Stop. As I drove through, I reached an army medical base. I realized that the only medical building I have looted was the small one at the beginning of the game. So I looted what I could. I actually wanted to drive to Rosewood, but with this modded town, I literally have no idea where the town is, where that turn is. Let's drive down. I feel like we're close to Rosewood. Okay, this is not Rosewood. I was also running out of time, so I turned around planning to hit the blue building or the firehouse on the way back. As I drive back, I take a little pit stop, no pun intended, head in this small little house and spend the night there. Alright, day 30. Cold now is really starting to become an issue, and I don't have the levels of metalworking or electrical to solve the heater issue, like I mentioned before. So I started crafting campfires. But as I was driving back, I almost have another game-ending event. Oh no. We gotta back up. No, we can't. We gotta get out and run. Alright, we're alright, we're alright, we're alright. No more running. Let's use the trees to break. We have a tank of gas, so we can use it on another if we find another car, but yeah, right now that was not great. I knew that if I got surrounded, then it was over. I had to make a decision before they got over to the driver's side, so I just ran. Now I'm stranded in a blizzard with no way to get home. I ran through the trees, hoping to break their line of sight. I thought maybe if I can lose them, I could hotwire another car and get out of there. I made my way into a building where I found some metal sheets. However, upon leaving, I was going to find out just how populated this little town was. More and more zombies started to join the party, and I was starting to get worried that I would run out of energy. Jeez. How many are there? Alright. I managed to take them out and sneak to the next area. I started to get fatigued, which affected my rate of stamina recovery, so I tried to sneak to a car in this parking lot. But it seems the zombies weren't going to let me have the car so easily. A couple zombies, though. We gotta back up from that lunge. Yep. I checked to make sure it was in good condition. Problem is, I am beyond tired at this point, so I hopped inside the building in the area. I then did something incredibly risky. After making sure no zombies heard me break in, I slept in this little clinic chair. I need to get some rest so that I have enough energy to escape home. After sleeping for about 7 hours, I head back over to the car and break in. I quickly hotwire the car and drive off. The car is fast, and I'm not happy that I lost the semi-truck, but I still wanted to have a win, so I quickly broke into the fire station. Knowing that zombies were going to chase me in, I looted as fast as I could. And look what I found. I want to see. Oh, fire axe. I found 6 fire axes and more firefighter uniforms than I know what to do with. I then hopped back in the car and drove home. Day 31, as I head back from the run, I realize I have less than a day to prepare for another horde night. I spend that day clearing out the zombies and reinforcing my base, and honestly, my axe skills at this point were terrifying. I was one-shotting zombies so often that I was getting pretty confident I could handle any decent-sized horde. Okay, I was kind of dreading this explanation, but I really needed to figure out how these zombies were just finding me in large groups attacking me outside of horde night. So after the footage you just saw, I went back and looked through my mods. I thought maybe it was a setting in Horde Night, but I didn't see anything. Going through the large list of mods, I finally found it. Calm before the storm. This is why zombies would find me. This was why no matter where I would go, they would go to the ends of the earth or map to hunt me down. This was why I died on day 20 previously to a horde that attacked me. It was because of this stupid mod. This one mod that had I had checked the list of mods more carefully instead of just saying, fuck it, let's play with all these mods I downloaded months ago and forgot about, I might have had more progress and had a defensible base by now. So I turned the mod off, and now we can get back to the run. Now it's time to defend, but this time I tell myself it would be different. This time I'm going to defend the base and not run away. I barricade myself, making sure the windows and doors are secure with planks. I also moved the furniture to fortify more. I even had a wall beside my storage in this little front area. I figured the more barricades the zombies have to get through, the more they would die on them. But now it's time for the start of Horde Night 3. I hear them. They're gonna hear me. I'm just dismantle that because I gotta be able to egg outside. That was dumb. I can't dismantle this? That's not good. I destroy? Gosh, you're breaking in. Everything out of my inventory. Still carrying too much? Oh, yeah. Drop this on the ground. We're doing alright. We're doing alright. They broke in on that side. Still dying out there. Okay, Horde Night's over. There's a ton out there. Okay. Take some pills. Let's get ready. Let's do this. Staying here because it's warm. Yep. Did I kill that guy? Turn off my flashlight. The less we aggro at one time, the better. Come on, baby. Come on in. The water's fine. Okay, getting a little exhausted. And here we see a critical mistake. I find some insurgents' clothes that provided me more protection than the firefighters. However, what I didn't seem to realize was how poorly insulated it was. It was only until watching this footage back later that I noticed my temperature beginning to drop, especially as it got colder. I finally used the stairs I built earlier and made a fire. This way I was able to see any zombies coming by and can keep warm. Problem is, I find it's hard to see the zombies climbing the stairs. But after clearing out the zombies that made their way through, I did it. I was able to defend the base for the first time. But I knew the horde nights were going to get bigger and the temperature was going to get colder. If a horde breaks through and my character is hypothermic, I can't swing my axe or run. Then it would be over for me. After warming up a bit, I take a look at the outside wall by going between the layers. And you're not going to believe what I saw. Oh, they're naked. What the heck? Crazy, I can't believe I wasn't invited. However, when I walked outside, I attracted a ton of dormant zombies. Now, in order to make my base stronger, I was going to need something other than just wood. So I decided to make a quick run to the local library, and on the way, I saw a welding mask. I was getting surrounded, so I couldn't pick it up, but I made a note, which turned out to be a very good idea. I pulled up to the library with the main goal of grabbing metalworking books and any other skill books I didn't get at the school. Okay, critical mistake number 2. Instead of going back home, I read metalworking in the bathroom, thinking that I could just sleep on the ground when I was done. Maybe to keep looting or to break things down for metalworking. However, my dumbass didn't realize that it was getting very cold, even inside. Also because I didn't have any clothes with great insulation. See how that works? Mistakes compounding on each other. So now I was getting sick. So I decided to drive back home so I can sleep. Here's the major problem. When you are sick with a cold, you cough and sneeze. So every zombie in the area can hear you. This is a problem because back at the base, there were still dormant zombies outside that could hear me. I tried to start a fire on the roof to get warm, but I was getting swarmed. Jesus! Come on. Let me just live. Let me live here. Game. No. No, come on. Just let me... I gotta light this fire. Why? Why? Why, game? Because I'm coughing. I was tired, sick, hypothermic, and I could not light the fire without getting attacked. My health was plummeting. I had to figure out a plan and fast. I could not go back to the bar since it was made entirely of wood, so building a fire would be a death sentence. Everywhere else had zombies, and I was too tired to fight. So I had to find a secluded place where I could get warm and sleep. I gotta get to somewhere where I can warm up, otherwise I'm dead. I was panicking, but luckily the car helped slow the cold down a little bit. But the window was broken, so it wasn't the best heat. But it was enough to keep me from dying, at least for now. I was so tired and I just needed a place to rest my head. Since logging area was still covered with zombies, I took a back road hoping to find a little shed maybe, or something to warm up and could sleep. But there was nothing. I pulled up to a secluded spot by the forest. I cut a tree down to try to build a fire. I left the car running in case there was a surprise group of zombies around to hear me cough. And what do you know? Seriously. Seriously? I drove up the road a bit and got out and built a fire. This time I was able to light it and warm up. I waited for zombies to hear me or catch up from before, but they never came. I shut the car engine off and waited a long second to see if any zombies would be coming out of the forest. But no zombies, so I risked it. I decided that I would sleep there. I knew I had no other option. If I just warmed up but didn't sleep, I would still be too exhausted to fight. But on day 33, my gamble paid off, and look at this. It stopped snowing. It was still cold, but it seemed it was the first time the game was on my side, for now. However, I was still not out of the woods yet. I was starving, I was still sick, but luckily I rested enough to be able to clear out my base. Oh, actually I stopped by the bar first to drink some alcohol for some calories and get some sleep. Not great for health, but a good idea in the position that I was in. So suddenly it was warm outside. It's not that bad outside. Wow, it's like really warm. Well, not really. Just warmer than it was the last couple of days. So I thought this would be a good day to get some things done. Also, this is the warmest it's ever going to get outside, so I better take advantage of it. You know the drill by now. Time to clear out the base of zombies. Again. Yay. You can see how well the mod works. Of course, this is a mixture of spear traps and the barricade mod, but the barricades definitely did their job. So I checked out what I needed for heaters. And yes, I definitely need my metalworking and electrical skills up. I finished the day by reading the metalworking book. Day 34, I decided to go for a huge loot run. I needed car batteries for heaters, metal for the barricades, food, and most importantly, leveling up my metalworking by breaking things down. I can't really break down cars because I don't have enough propane to do so yet. I began to move from house to house, breaking down all the metal appliances. I also finally set my alarm. I normally play with a buddy of mine, and when you play co-op, sleep is not actually a factor. So I never learned that I could do this, but this is a great feature since past a certain time, sleep has diminishing returns. I sneak up to a barricaded house and break in. I find a cupboard full of melee weapons. Whoa, look at this. Heading back, I finally cleared out that storage area that is by my base. The one where I got swarmed at before. I may have miscalculated here. And I found 2 generators. Oh, another generator, nice. Another generator. Okay, so 2 generators now. I made a note of them, but I didn't feel the need to grab them since I had one at my home. Also, I wrote down that something scared me here, but I haven't reviewed the footage yet, so here's that. Oh, that scared the crap. That actually scared me. The mannequins. I was like, oh, there's a lot of people in here. So I didn't have a recipe for metal walls or the metalworking, but I could reinforce a window with metal sheets. Because instead of having to reinstall a wall, the zombies will break the reinforced sheet, but leave the window intact. To repair, all I would need is another metal sheet, saving me the lumber and the time to rebuild. Morning of day 35, I grab a ton of fat wood. I grab a ton of wood to double layer the walls. I decided to check my fit. Oh, that was cringe. I finally realized that my clothes weren't insulated, so I put on one of those firefighter uniforms that I grabbed at pit stop. I took a nap and guess what? Back to logging. But now for logs, I went back to clear out the wood crates in the back of those 2 warehouses that I didn't really check before. And I remembered that I didn't really grab the metal sheets from those crates. I found a large truck and noted to grab it after looting. So now that my axe skills are pretty decent, I figured I'd try a one-handed axe. This way I use less stamina. Kind of makes all those fire axes that I got obsolete, but hey, better than not having them at all. Now equipped with a sledgehammer, I was able to destroy the crates in my way to get to the ones in the back much faster. With this method, I was able to find a propane tank in the back. And actually, it's my 3rd propane tank. I just have completely forgotten about the other 2 I found earlier. I am my biggest enemy. Now, I try to grab the truck, but the zombies got a little too handsy. That was really stupid. Let's just get back home. We can get logs at home. I don't know why I'm doing that. I don't understand why I do these dumb stuff. I'm gonna get myself killed. Day 36, I got back home and my character is freezing. I still can't build heaters, so I carefully place a fire next to my bed. Which is fine as long as I didn't build on carpet or wood, which I don't think I need to explain why. For now, as long as I or a zombie doesn't walk through the fire, we're totally fine. Probably. I dismantled 2 crates and add the wood to the fire, then sleep off the cold that I had gotten. I woke up with a cold still. Great. And worked on the back of the base, replacing the wood wall with a metal barricaded window, and almost had my run end again. My gosh, dude. Finally, I decide to activate the generator and get some lights on. It's almost like I'm living in a real house again, if you ignore the whole undead apocalypse part. And the generator actually doesn't use that much fuel. After carefully checking to make sure the spears are all broken, I decide to finally upgrade the first layer completely, but with windows and reinforced sheets. Well, until I get distracted or run out of sheets. I don't remember what happened here. Day 37, I leveled up my metalworking to finally be able to craft a small heater. Except, I couldn't turn the stupid thing on. Okay. So now we got a small heater. There it is. Small heater powered by car batteries. Okay. Can I turn it on, like, in my inventory? So I can put it on the ground. Small heater. How does this work? How do I turn it on? Is it... It's not heating me right now, is it? Don't think so. Apparently everyone else just right-clicks it and it works. But not me. Nope, I tried to place it, drop it, right-click it, etc. Nothing would work. Next plan, level up metalworking and electrical to maybe use the outdoor heater. Otherwise, I have to stick with campfires. I went out for another metal sheet run. Fun fact, breaking down bathtubs gives you the most XP for metalworking. Well, besides cars. But I only have 1 propane tank, so I can't just go around and waste it. So instead, I am going full bathroom remodel mode. However, what do you know? I find another propane tank attached to a grill. So maybe switching to cars was the right idea. But while I was here, I continued to break down more tubs. Night 37. This was another possible ending run moment. That's so annoying. Shoot, 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 shoot. All right, I'm going back. That was my knack, dude. Oh my gosh. I'm surprised they didn't be... That was dangerous, man. I hate that stupid lunge that they do. I get scratched in the neck, but I managed to bandage just in time before I bleed out. I decided this was the perfect time to go back to base. I made sure my neck bandage was fresh, and then I took a snooze. Day 38, I made more barricades, more defenses. I feel more confident than ever that I will be able to stay in my base permanently during a horde night. The big mistake is I couldn't, for the life of me, barricade certain spots. Or maybe, let's see. I clearly don't want graves, dude. Do I not have... I have a metal sheet in my inventory. How did I get... Gosh, dude. I think the layers were throwing everything off because when I was right-clicking a wall and there was one behind it, it seemed to freak out. I don't know, but it was really frustrating. I even reinforced one of the walls inside of the base for extra protection. Day 39, I'm still working on the inside. But now it was time to better reinforce the north side of my base by, you guessed it, adding a second layer. Also, I saw an option to remove the air tank from my suit. I thought it would actually make it lighter. There's an ain't. Instead, it completely ruined the suit. So, great. What happened to my... What happened to it? Okay. Surprised the warm weather we had for the last couple of days? That's over now. Back to being completely freezing. It's now negative 32 degrees outside. That's not even close to how cold it's going to get. I try my hand at some tailoring and yeah, never mind. It's still, I mean, my tailoring is like level 0, right? So fair enough. New plan, if I can completely barricade one section, defending will be way easier. Right now, the zombies just dogpile through any weak spot they see. I was out of my metal sheets, so I covered all the windows with planks. And I also didn't have enough time to do both sides, but I figured that would be good enough. My next idea was kind of weird, but I added another layer, this one down the middle. The purpose of this one is to cut off zombies' line of sight to me, so that some zombies might go back to being dormant. The less zombies attacking me at once, the better. And it gives me another layer of defense. I finally got a good night's sleep, feeling refreshed and ready to finish off the wall. I only have a couple of hours before they're here, so I gotta get going. I also freaked out a little bit here. Wait, what happened to my welding mask? Oh, shoot. I think I lost it. Wait, hold on. Oh, maybe it was when I fell. There is that spare one that was out there, right? That I saw on the ground? Yeah, there it is. Okay. All right, so... let's make sure you don't lose the welding mask. I think it was when I tripped, when I got attacked. Okay, good. I also realized I should have read the carpentry book before doing all this construction. But you know what? I don't have time. Isn't slow reader fun? We got some time now. Oh, nice. We still have some logs out here. Wonderful. I think we'll just take these and then call it a day. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so I got to thinking, maybe where I stand might affect where the horde spawns. So I stand outside of the main base. I'm not sure if they all spawn at 22 o'clock and then attack the location where I was standing at, or if during horde night the zombies have like a tracker on you until it passes at a certain time. Does that kind of make sense? No? Oh, they're windows. I can't hop over them. That's dumb. Okay. I should have left one. Okay. Here we go. Okay. I hope that affected the spawn. I don't know if this still affects the spawn, but... Well, whatever. It clearly didn't work because they still surrounded my base. I need them to come, like, over here instead. I think a lot of them are coming over there, though. Oh, yeah. Man, oh my gosh. There's so many. I'm waiting for those doors to break. I think they're inside. Yeah. The door's moving. They broke in here. They broke in. Come on. Come on. I'm ready. This is okay for now. Once they start coming from multiple directions, it's gonna be tough. Problem is, once they find a gap, they just break through that one gap. Some of them get caught up, that's good. I don't know how to maximize that. Should take some more pills when I got a second. Just ripping through all inside there. One final shout. Wow, the defense is held really well. That's awesome. Well, except for here. I gotta reinforce the back a lot better than not at all. I survived the horde. I don't even know how, but I did it. That was way too close for comfort. It seemed like a lot of the zombies lost sight of me once the horde night was over. This was perfect because there is no way that I can hold the base as the horde size increases with just an axe if they're all aggroed to my position. But if I break their line of sight and fight smaller groups at a time, I could stand a chance. The other issue that I will have to face is remaining warm, but one thing at a time. I re-barricade temporarily using wooden blanks. Gosh, I re-barricade temporarily using wooden planks. I would have to get more metal sheets later. Now that the worst is over, it's time to eat, relax, and actually read. Because knowledge is power. Really? Knowledge is... Shut the f... I wake up nauseous, again probably from the bodies, so I chill on the roof reading. When this happens, you have to just keep your temperature down and not exert yourself. You do not want to get a fever in this game. I totally have never died from a fever. Whoa. I have a fever. Okay. But thankfully, chilling is actually pretty easy when it's negative 30 degrees outside. After reading, I started moving bodies to try and clear up the area. However, I stopped due to the sheer numbers of bodies inside of my base. I might have better luck just waiting for them to despawn at this point. But it also gives me a great idea so that it doesn't happen in the future. I decided I needed a new strategy. Instead of dealing with all the corpses piling at my main base, I figured, why not let them push through the warehouse instead? The warehouse could take the heat, and I'd use the main base as my last line of defense. While I was in the mindset of metalworking, I took a look around and realized the warehouse is loaded with metal sheets. Had I just not been paying attention to my own base? Apparently not. Aha, okay. And a propane torch. That's embarrassing. I spend the rest of the day reading. But I ended up moving like 3 times. First because I got too cold, then I got too queasy because I got too warm, and of course the smell of the bodies. So I finished reading in the bathroom. It was annoying, but now I have the full multiplier for metalworking. I'm never ever getting that again. Slow learner absolutely sucks. Day 44 started reinforcing the warehouse. Then I made a run to the local diner, not for food, but for more metal plates, which industrial kitchens are great for this. I finally found coffee. Coffee. Coffee's so good, man. Having this in my back pocket is never a bad thing when you're stuck in a horde night and you need better stamina recovery. I then siphoned some gas and tried to replace the window for my car. Missing a window means my heater is basically useless, and I'd really prefer not freezing to death while driving. But I didn't have the knowledge to replace the window for this type of car. Advanced mechanics. Damn. Then I had a terrible idea. I got really bold and wanted to clear out the area around the other gas station, not realizing how tired I was and that I was getting cold. All right. I forgot I'm cold and tired. Yeah, it's a bad idea. Yeah, it was a terrible idea. Yeah, I'd rather not have my run end 44 days in, to be honest with you. But I didn't want to head back to my base just yet, so I fought my way into a house to sleep and level up my metalworking a bit more. Day 45, I spent the morning scrapping the whole neighborhood, breaking down fridges, the bathtubs, everything. Eventually, I hit level 3 metalworking. There it is. By now, I was nearly one-shotting zombies with my axe. Almost every swing was a kill. It was an amazing feeling. Oh. That was almost all a one swing. Then I get a little too cocky because this happens. Oh. Get up, get up, get up! I did not see those guys. I also find another generator. Excuse the fact that I clearly started losing my sanity. I have been playing all day. Shark here. Ooh, a Jenny. Another Jenny. Oh, there's a zombie in there. Sledgehammer. Oh, missed. Hold on. Nice. Okay. This I'm not as proficient with the sledgehammer as I am with this. Oh, okay. All right. At least I had the sanity to still fight. I saw a storage area and a broken down car. I decided to break down the car just to see if it was worth it. And it kind of was. But again, I really need to find a ton of propane. I checked out the storage area briefly, but started freezing and got tired from swinging the sledgehammer, so I called it quits. But not before getting some gas. Oh, and having a tree come out of nowhere and hit my car. Oh, okay. I just hurt my engine. Wonderful. When I got home, I got drunk and went to bed. And in the game, no, I said the joke already. Just wasn't funny the first time. Day 46, I added a generator for the warehouse. Spent the day organizing and going over the plan for the next horde night. By the morning, I figured it was time for a road trip. I had to go back to pit stop where I found all those fire axes and see if I could get that semi-truck back. On the way, I grabbed a generator from the storage area and installed it permanently at the gas station so I could get gas whenever I want. On the way to pit stop, I ran into a diner for more metalworking supplies, getting a lot better at multitasking, or multi-planning, whatever you want to call it. This time I was going to be way more careful. I was going to slowly drive down the street, clearing groups of zombies one at a time, instead of driving through and getting stuck like last time. Haven't pulled any of those guys in yet. Oh my. Oh, that broke my axe. Hold on. That's alright. That's alright. We have a hand axe. We have a splitting axe. So we have options. This is about to break too. Funny enough. Oh, already broke. Big chunk of it. Oh, seriously? You're kidding me. You see that chain of events? I went from like 70% condition to like 30% condition. Okay. After cutting through the horde, I slept in a motel to continue again in the morning. Day 47, woke up, cleared out a horde. I'm refreshed now, guys. This is not a good strat. Applaud the effort. Boom. And raided a liquor store and made some funny comments, I guess. Whole 25 beer bottles. Wonderful. Just better not get pulled over at this point. Wow. Very funny. Very comical. And the pattern continued. I pull up a little, clear out the zombies, pull up a little bit more, clear out more zombies. I broke into a locked up store called 3Ds, I think. Well, let's say I tried to. Hold on. Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw the writing on the wall there. Let's do this in here. Oh, that's a little too close. Okay, well. We're gonna have to run with it now. Just keep calm, keep calm. Beautiful. But finally I was able to break in. I was disappointed at first until I checked the back of the store. Jackpot. Wonderful. I checked to see how far the truck was from my location. I did mark it on the map before. So we have quite a bit of distance. And I'm tired. This is all types of fantastic. It already took me over a day and a half just to barely clear a block, which would be fine if it weren't less than 3 days out from another horde night. Made my way a little farther down the street, but got tired and went back to the motel for a nap. Day 48, I woke up and chose violence. I'm refreshed, boys. Oh yeah, you don't want to mess with me now. Boom! Oh. Boom. I pulled up to a lock store called Tristan's Building Tools. This has to be a jackpot. And get ready to see my genius. Now there's no way I saw what I just saw, right? Did he just use his elbow? Well, in any case, it didn't hurt me, so we're all right. Okay, well that hurt me because I didn't take the glass out. My brain is truly something to behold. But the pain was worth it because look at this haul. Oh, yeah. Other splitting axe. Propane tank. Yes. Put on my person. Industrial propane tank. What? Oh, it's double. Oh, it's twice as big. That's what she said. What a... Oh... Oh, man. Oh, man. Now this is pod racing. I cannot see anything. So I don't have a flash. Yeah, have batteries in it. I feel like there's something back here. Machete. Oh, another one. Another one. Propane tanks galore. But I don't know how to transport any of this. I can't see. So first things first. Let's consolidate. 5 propane tanks, 4 of them being industrial, 1 wood axe, and a couple of hand axes. This was all great. However, there was no way I could get everything in the car, so I thought about getting to my semi-truck. But I remembered the sheer number of zombies that I had to get through just to get maybe 2 blocks. And remember, the semi-truck has no gas in it because I left it running, and it's still surrounded by a huge horde, so I thought better of it. With no hope of getting to the semi I left behind, I went back to the car pileup to see if I could hotwire anything with decent storage. I found a new truck that was actually in pretty good condition. I broke in by uninstalling the window, unlocking the car, and reinstalling it. This keeps the windows intact for better heating. I'm learning. I drove to the warehouse store to grab my supplies, but the locals were not going to make it easy for me. Whoa! Jeez, okay. We got zombies we got zombies to deal with, that's for sure. We got a lot of... You know what? Oh my gosh. We're doing it. Hold on. Let's get in a position here. That's a lot of zombies. They don't want me to get the propane. Oh, it's a weird angle. Hold on, we're all right. As long as I got space. And I'm cautious here. I don't like that. Yep, there we go. Okay, hold on. I don't want to add more zombies than necessary. Oh, let's go! Absolutely destroyed them there. After clearing out the monster horde, I was able to grab the supplies and throw them in the back of the truck. Now with my propane reserves stocked up, quick dodge. I started breaking down a ton of cars in the intersection pileup to level up my metalworking and, of course, get more metal sheets. After a long and profitable day, I finally drove home, and just in time too, since a major blizzard started. As you can tell, it was really hard to see. No, John. Oh my gosh. What am I doing? I got home and grabbed some wood for the fire. I started to organize and turn the small metal sheets into large sheets. Day 49, I started getting queasy way too easily. Bars, kind of. And of course, it was from the bodies. But I didn't have the time or energy to remove them, just had to deal with it and hope that they would despawn soon. And check this out. I'm outside for less than 5 minutes in very warm clothing, and I'm hypothermic. We are barely halfway through this, and it's brutally cold outside. I don't know why I do this. I grab a ton of wood and go to improve the base, taking frequent reading breaks. What I wanted to do now was build a double door in the wall that cuts in the middle. This way I have a decent chance to escape the hordes for a second and catch my breath should they invade the warehouse. Oh my gosh, this is huge. So she said, you make it like this. Day 50, I didn't even notice the drop in temperature because I woke up sick. Not cold sick, but fever sick. Much worse. Okay, good. Oh, I'm sick. That's not good. If it turned into a fever, I'd be forced to take a rest day and not exert myself at all. I could not afford that. Every hour counted for fortifying my base. I grabbed my metalworking and an electrical book, moved away from the bodies, took off some clothes, and read while I monitored my body temperature. At 1610, That's 410 for all you American brothers out there. I dropped a queasy, and within the hour, I felt like myself again. But that took away too much time out of my day. I then grabbed some metal sheets from my metric shitload stash, and I get to work installing them on the windows, filling in the gaps, especially by the double door. Then here's me loosely explaining the plan for Horde Night. So plan is we find the building till we hear breaking, we back up, go through this, you know, get some killing done if we can, back up through this door. They'll try to break through here. You know, the more layers, the better. So, day 51, I hatch a brilliantly flawed plan. I don't have the level of electrical to build heaters, and the small heaters don't work. But what if I build campfires around my base and keep them lit during Horde Night? That way I still can have warming stations to keep my swing speed fast. Some of you probably realize the flaw here. The problem is that if a zombie walks through one of these, they will get set on fire and spread that fire to things like, oh, I don't know, my very flammable base made of entirely wood. So I told myself that I need to make sure that I keep the zombies away from the campfires. Let's see if that works out for me. But I made sure all the fires had plenty of fuel to last way past the end of the Horde Night. I then sleep, making sure to wake up in time for the Horde. I ran and lit all the fires, including the one in the warehouse. Finally, one last barricading step, I put some wood crates blocking the doors and windows. Wasn't much, but it made me feel safer. Now it was time to wait for the impending Horde with a good book. Alright. This is it. Any second now. There it is. Fill up. Alright, yeah, any second now. Should start hitting. There it is. Oh, they can go over the boxes. Okay, put the fire out. Put it out. Hurry. Okay. Okay, that's not too bad. They're gonna start overrunning that though. Oh, what the heck is that guy? That's about to go. Let's put out this fire. Here they come. I gotta go. I can't shut the door. There we go. Oh. Uh-oh. That's not good. That's really not good. Okay. Heart's pounding. The door looks like it's holding for now. Or, oh, don't go through that fire. Nice. Yeah, there's a break over there. Alright, let's not worry about them. 1 hour left on that fire. Okay, Horde Night's over, but they're still here. Let's add some logs real quick. After a long moment of silence, I figured that maybe I cleared out more than I thought. So I made the dumbest mistake I have made in this run. Probably in the many hours I've played this game. I shouted, thinking there were not that many left. Do we do it? You know what? I'm feeling frisky. See if that gets him going. Yep. That was a bad plan. Oh my gosh. Nope. Nope. We're not dying. Back up. Oh! No, we're alright. We're alright. We're alright. Nope, 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 nope. Leave me alone. Too close. Too close. One of those guys is on fire. Oh my god, they're all on fire. I don't know what to do. Nope. Oh my god. They're burning. They're burning. Oh my gosh, they're setting the ground on fire. The zombies forced me out of my compound again, but now the horde was in flames, which is good and bad. Good news is the flames will eventually consume them. The bad news is... Is my base on fire? Oh, my base is on fire. Yep. Oh, and the flaming zombies don't warm you, so I'm getting slower by the minute. So I choose to circle back around the base, hoping the zombies would lose sight of me and burn out. Right, imagine if I just kept my mouth shut. After losing the flaming horde, I walk back to my base to check on the damage. I gotta get warm. I have no idea if the base is up in flames or not. And when I check on the warehouse... Oh... That's not great. Well... Shoot, I don't want it to spread over here. At least I looted all of it. Mostly. And it didn't seem like it was spreading to my main base with all the loot that I had. So that's great. Day 51, Horde Night finally ended. The warehouse was burnt, but luckily not the main base. I had a cold, I was very tired, the base defenses were destroyed, but I was alive. And that was my first 50 days of the new Ice Age. I had a pleasure playing and editing this video. So if you enjoyed, like and subscribe, and I will see you in part 2. Man, it gets cold quick. Double breach, not good. Too close. Open the door, shot it. Oh no. Oh my gosh. What am I doing? Oh, I'm dead. So I had a little bit of a marker.